guys, I've got this little 2-year-old that we've been starting. I'm going to do another quick video on how we introduce a pad, a saddle pad. Now, if you look back at some of the other videos, you've seen us use a stick and flag, stick and string. You've seen us use the lead rope just to get her to the point where she's okay with everything. So now I'm going to grab a saddle pad. Now, normally all these things that we've done probably in the last 3, maybe 4 videos, we can usually get done all within about an hour, but I really wanted to put a step-by-step type deal, and there's no real reason to rush a horse. And like I said, she's 2. I think she's 2 or coming 3. I think she's coming 3. So she's almost a 3-year-old, so she's right at that verge where we can start doing a little bit more with her. But what we're doing right now is we're just trying to establish some foundation. So as you can tell, we're not getting on her and riding her around, loping her a bunch, and really putting a lot of pressure on her. What we're doing is we're just giving her a foundation and give her a little glimpse of what it's going to be like in the human world. Now, if we do it right, she won't ever get worried. Now, she might be a little bit overreactive from time to time, but we're going to do everything we can to keep her from getting worried. So I'm going to run over here to the side of the round pen here and grab a pad. She just nipped at me. She's got a habit of doing that. So we don't stand for that crap. But again, no reason to be mean to a horse, even when they make mistakes. Just make it difficult for them if they do the wrong thing, and make it very, very easy when they do the right thing. Okay. So some of you at home might be able to get right there, and that's as close as you'll get the first time. Okay. But what I do is I try to sit there and see if she'll look at it and get curious about it. Because remember, if you look back at some of the other videos, we're really trying to build a confident horse. Not a horse that'll just subside to what we're asking or doing, but a horse that actually has confidence in what we ask. I'm going to put it right there for a second. And build, there we go, good job. And build them confidence. Now, the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to her shoulder, just like we did with the stick and flag, or stick and rag, or stick and string. I just want her to be able to feel that for a second, see her head went up a little bit, and then take it away. I do not want to throw this at her all at once. And of course, I'm going to do the same thing on both sides. Just love on her shoulder with it. See how she's moving backwards there? As long as I stay in front of the drive line, and again, the drive line is about a 45-degree angle from their withers back on either side. So any kind of pressure that comes from back there, energy that comes from back there, is going to send her forward. If she gets sent forward and she's worried or scared, when she goes by me, there's a chance she might cow kick me. And we're trying like hell to stay safe. So I just go right there to the shoulder. And this is something you might have to do over and over and over again, maybe even for 2 or 3 days. But don't get discouraged. Every horse is different. All right, so the next step I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pull her forward just a little bit. There we go. The next step I'm going to do is try to rub it just a little bit further past her withers. She seems to be taking that pretty good. She's kind of backing up there a little bit. And I want her to feel this everywhere. And if you rub with rhythm, that really will help them. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Now, of course, at some point, because we don't stay in kindergarten for very long, I'm going to take this, I'm going to see if she can handle it. Now, remember, we've taken the stick and string up and over. We've taken the stick and flag up and over. We've taken the stick and sack up and over. So she's already had a lot of this stuff done. So I feel pretty confident that if I just come up here and do that, she's okay with it. Now, what I normally do is I'll come over on this side and take it off. And then I'll put it back on this side. and then I'll take it off over here. This kind of reminds me of something I heard once not too long ago. I was doing a clinic, and I got on my horse on the right side, I think. Now, keep in mind, my horse was completely bridleless, no rope around, saddled, sitting in the middle of the arena. Obviously a pretty broke horse. And I got on the right side. And this lady's like, whoa, 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 you can't do that. You can't get on a horse on the right side. And I say, well, why not? She didn't have an answer for me. Okay? So anybody that ever tells you that you have to do all this stuff or get on and off on the left side of a horse is full of shit. Calf ropers have been getting on and off horses on the right side for at least a century, if not more. So just remember that horses see things differently out of each eye, okay? So if I want my horse to not be spooky over on this side, then I've got to do a bunch of stuff over on this side. If I want my horse to not be spooky on this side, then I want to make sure that I do a bunch of stuff on this side as well. If my horse is, let's say my tack room's over there, and I come out of the barn or out of the tack room, I'm not going to be a dumb shit and walk all the way around the other side just to throw this on there. I'm going to throw it on from the right side. Same thing with my saddle. Now, the saddle, of course, everything, the way they're designed, everything is on this side to cinch them up and do whatever on that type of deal. But I mean, just some of that stuff is basically bullshit. So I'm going to make sure to do the same thing on each side as much as I can and just prepare. So I kind of went off out on a limb there, and I put it back on her butt. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and see what she does. Now remember, the ultimate goal is that they do not learn to buck, okay? A lot of horses that you have at home, if they're young or they haven't been touched, this is going to be a big thing. It's going to scare them, get them worried. So again, we go back to how do we keep them from getting worried? We rub them with it. We use the stick and flag. We use the stick and rag. We use the stick and string and the sack or the lead rope. And just really prepare our horses for what we're going to do next. So everything that I've done so far is prepared her for the next step. Now, she snorted a couple of times since I've had this out, but it would have been a hell of a lot worse if I hadn't prepared her for what was coming, which is this. Now, by doing this, the next time that you see her, she'll be fine with this. I'll probably do this for another session or two, and I'll add something so you guys can see it. And then during that session, we'll probably end up bringing a saddle out. She's never been saddled, but I might actually use like a surcingle first. And that's basically just it's got wool underneath on the top, and then it's nylon down there, and you can get them in various configurations. And then I can strap her up just a little bit, little by little. So if she is going to get bothered by it, and I don't quite get it tight enough, it'll stay right here, and it's not going to be super scary. If I try to throw a saddle on, and she kind of gets goofy or she gets worried, and it rolls off around under her belly or slides back and gets caught up in her hindquarters, now we've given her a reason to get frantic and get scared. So we might use a surcingle the first time we do it. And so if she has a little hop in her step and she a little bit iffy about it, then that'll be a lot safer than it would if we just threw a saddle on right away. And surcingles are cheap. You can go local feed store and you can find one. So it's something definitely to have in your barn. But as we go, I want to be able to do this, and I want to be able to throw that lead rope down, and we'll start that ground tying. Be careful you don't get wrapped up in it with your feet when you step over it. And again, she's just a 2-year-old. This is day 4. This is day 4 that we've messed with her. And you know what? I might put it up on her head and say, what do you think about that? Now, if we hadn't done all the other foundation work with her, with running the stick and sack and flag and everything else up over her head, this would be something that you wouldn't want to do. So remember, you got to build your foundation. It's one block at a time. That'll just make for a really sturdy foundation. And that'll help you out a lot. And I can't say it enough. You guys got to see the way that they see things through their eyes. All right. So see things through the eyes of a horse, and you'll better understand what they go through. So if they get upset, they get worried, realize why they're worried. So it's one of those things that we just really need to pay attention to. I'm really impressed with this filly. She's taking everything super, super good. In fact, I might lunge her around just for a little bit with that on. And here's the thing, if it falls off, that's actually a good thing, because if she has something fall off next to her, I'm going to encourage her to stop. So if somebody's riding her and they fall off, I want her first thought to be stop, not take off running because she got scared. But I'm just going to ask her to move off a little bit. This will be the first time that she's moved with something on her back. And if she just takes a couple of steps, that's fine. I'm not looking to get her worried. I'm not looking to get her scared. I'm not looking to see if she will buck that off. I'm looking to see if she can just get comfortable and confident enough to pack that around. It moved around a little bit. I'm just going to set it back up. I'm going to send her back off. Got a little soggy there, so I reached out and touched her and bumped her. Now, if that does fall off, like I said, that's okay. So use an old pad doing something like this. So she's taking this real good. All right, guys, listen. We've gotten a lot accomplished with this little filly, and I hope it helps you guys at home. I think I'm going to quit with her at that point, and then we're going to move on to probably tomorrow. Maybe yet tonight, I don't know yet, but possibly putting that surcingle on and just see how she takes to that. And again, we're hoping for no buck at all. She never learns how to buck. Okay? Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you tune into the next one.